Hey, I was just sitting here doing my yearly vanilla extract, and I was thinking this might actually be a pretty decent video to actually show some people. So I just decided to make this video really quick. Now, here's the things that you may need, some optional things that you may need. Of course, you need your vanilla beans, and as you see, I've already gotten the process started by slicing some of the beans, not all the way through, just putting a slit through the middle before I put them in this half-gallon mason jar. I'm going to be using vodka. As you see, I don't drink this, but this is the brand that I actually use. It's decently priced, not great, but it actually has no taste to it, so it ends up being okay for the vanilla. So basically what I do is then after I have this sitting in the jar for about a year, some people can do it for about 6 to 8 months, but I do it for about a year. I will then either put it in one of my old wine jars that actually used to have sake in it. Once that was used, cleaned it out, and then in turn, I will reuse it for vanilla after I have it seep in the jar for a while, or I will put it in one of these jars. Ignore the seeds. I'm actually going to start planting soon. But I would put it in one of those jars and actually just let it sit till I need to use it. But basically what you do, we're going to do this in stages. You're going to see the video chop up a little bit. I'm going to show you stage for stage. As you can see, I don't have any gloves on my hand at this present time. But when you're doing with vanilla, unless you want to smell vanilla on your fingertips all day, even if you wash your hands really thoroughly, you'll still smell it. You want to put on some gloves. All right, now getting started. As you can see, have the nitrile, whatever the name gloves are on. And I have split my bag that I actually bought on Amazon of Madagascar vanilla beans. It was about 50. So I put 25 in here. As you see, I folded it over. And what I'm going to do is vacuum seal this. Should last for till I need it, pretty much. Once you have it vacuum sealed in here, once a top on it, and then have it vacuum sealed. And then for the rest of the 25, I'm actually going to put them in a jar. I recommend, now you don't have to do this. Some people say you can use as little as 10, but I recommend to use about 25 vanilla beans, partially split, because it gives a better flavor. But you know, each and every time you make vanilla extract, it's actually going to be different, all depending on you know, the beans that you get, the quality of the beans of that year, you know, and what exactly you use. So we're going to get started, and we're going to get started with splitting these beans first, and then I'll be back. Alrighty, now we're going to do this, or basically, hopefully I can do this one-handed, because I'm holding the camera with one hand. I don't have a GoPro or anything like that, because I'm not a professional videographer. But basically, you just take your knife, and you could either go down just a little bit with your knife and split it, or you could take it and stab it through the middle and then just run it down the blade just a little bit to where you split it open. Once you get it down to about this part of the split, then you would just leave the rest alone. I don't want all the beans to spill out during the course of it seeping, because you know, although it's good for the flavor, you don't want too many of the beans in there, because you could then reuse some of the leftovers for vanilla sugar. You could use that for drying the vanilla bean and then making vanilla powder, you know, things like that. But basically, you would just slice it down and then place your beans in the jar, and we'll come back and do that. All right, I wanted to come back and show you exactly what I meant when I say pierce the bean. This is what I mean. You are basically taking the bean and splitting it through, sliding your knife in between to open up the middle. This is what I call, or what anybody would call, splitting the bean without cutting all the way through it. This way you keep not necessarily the beans inside. I'm sorry, I meant the seeds, the vanilla seeds inside, so it doesn't fall completely out into your extract. Alrighty, now that I have all my beans partially split, and I've taken one of my gloves off so I don't get vanilla all over my phone, you take your vanilla beans and just put them in your jar. It's a simple process of just picking them up and then placing them in the jar. Nothing to it but to do it. And now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the vodka. And again, this is the brand that I use. I believe it's 80 proof, which is 40%, which I believe that's the ratio that actually works out. Again, I'm not an alcohol drinker, so I don't really know for sure, but I know that this one works well for me. Again, not a expensive one, but this is basically almost a half a gallon of vodka. And what you do is you pour that directly into your storage. And we're going to get that done. And I'm going to need both hands for this. Alrighty, getting the process started. Able to do this one-handed. And we're just going to fill this up all the way to the top. Again, just straight vodka. Nothing else needed but the vanilla beans and the vodka. Once I get this done, we're going to get it situated, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right, and this is what it looks like once you get the vanilla beans into the vodka. As you can see, some of the oil has actually pulled up on the top. Now, what I do, and you don't have to do this, but I take a little spoon, tiny little spoon, put it on the plate where I was cutting the vanilla beans. And of course, it goes without saying, but sometimes you got to tell some people, wash your stuff before you use them. So you don't have to worry about when some people be like, well, I don't want to get the stuff from my plate inside my vodka. Well, if you wash your plate, you wouldn't really have to worry about that now, would you? Anyway, I do that, and I kind of massage the oils of the vodka. Massage the vodka to get the extra oils off. And again, this is small and tiny, but waste not, want not, right? And I just pour that back into the jar. All right, once you finish that off, you get your residue off of your plate. May not be needed for you, but I just like to get everything in there. Paid for it, might as well use it. And then this is what your jar will look like. Then, of course, after some time, it will start to look similar to this, which is the jar that I finished quite a while ago. As you can see the date on it. And this is what the near final product is going to be looking like once you have that done. And I, of course, label my vanilla. That's a combination of Madagascar and Tahitian. This is just strictly Tahitian, and this is going to be just strictly Madagascar. All used with the same vodka. That's all the same process. And if I'm estimating correctly, it's about $5 to get about 2 ounces of vanilla. So altogether, this is somewhere around $800 worth of vanilla. So do what you wish. You'll be using it for many different things. It's a great flavor. Slight alcohol taste if you use it too early. But if you use it in things like cookies, cakes, things like that, the alcohol part burns off. But it's a great thing to have. And I want you to go ahead and do it just like I did it. Or add your own different types of alcohols for your own different tastes. But enjoy yourself. I just wanted to show you something you could do. Once I was doing it, I realized make a video of it. But you stay blessed. Take care.